I want my work to be strong, to stand tall, and live far beyond my lifespan.
Hi, my name's Shona and welcome to Titans, an exhibition concerned with materials, space and time that has just opened at 1 Canada Square in London's iconic Canary Wharf. The curator of the show, James Putnam, is showcasing the work of Hong Kong-based multidisciplinary artist Wallace Chan, who has an extraordinary, interesting involvement with the material titanium. He's previously used it in his really intricate sculptures, and this has now grown to a monumental scale, which we see all around us, and I very much look forward to taking you through this show. I'm here with James Putnam, who's the curator of Titans. This is a really exciting moment. How on earth did you come to encounter the work and personality of Wallace Chan?
The funny thing is, I hadn't actually met him till after we did the Venice version of this exhibition. He very much seemed the kind of person that his work reflected, you know, very serene, very cerebral kind of personality that comes from his Buddhist background, his philosophy about art and about life and everything.
I mean, he is really interesting, and it's such a quiet, unassuming man has produced these incredibly grounded and strong and monumental sculptures. Is there something that you can say to introduce us to the concept and the material of titanium?
As you probably realised, the title comes from the origin of titanium, these mythical ancient Greek deities. The amazing thing about Wallace Chan is that he's discovered to work titanium, which is, as you probably know, is very difficult. It's usually only for small-scale things. It started off with jewellery, and now he's making large-scale sculptures, which is pretty unique for as a sculptor to use this kind of material.
I mean, my understanding is, because of course Wallace Chan's work is his jewellery-based work is in the British Museum, so it's quite a departure to move from that scale conceptually and materially to something like this. Can you say something about that?
Yeah, I mean, obviously jewellery is a form of micro-sculpture in a way, but when I talk to him about it, he says, his approach is very different. The idea of making something in big scale and small scale. I mean, you see it in many of the sculptures that he's got miniaturized versions of the large face, which is this very serene Buddha-like figure. I think he's got a good concept of the microcosm and the macrocosm, and so the two things do relate. Yes, I mean, that's part of this duality that you see in all of his work, this kind of yin and yang, this kind of, dialogue of opposites, really.
Absolutely, because they do have a kind of sense of suspended animation, which you wouldn't really expect with something so heavy.
No, I think it's all about balance, and it's all about, his philosophy and his approach to these things. So, I think, it's a good thing. He's very into the materials themselves and the intrinsic quality of the materials, much in the way as people like Henry Moore were, all about the truth of materials sort of idea, but, this is very apparent in his work.
But for me, space is also about the fact that he's drawing on a tradition that's very clearly Greek, and yet he's from the other side of the world, and somehow these two spatially distant ideas coalesce in this work.
Yes, I mean, they're very different. I mean, I could see this in the work, that there is that sort of, they look like some of the ancient sculptures that I've encountered, the faces and things, and yet, there's also this conceptual element that goes with it, which is very interesting, how he puts the two things together.
Yeah. So Keith, Wallace Chan, I mean, what a great reopening for this cultural quarter of Canary Wharf post-pandemic. Why did you choose him?
It's not a financial district anymore. It's full of media companies, charities, you name it. Everybody is working here in every industry, every walk of life. As soon as I saw the references, I immediately saw a likeness to the works of Mitterrand, which we have 3 of his sculptures here on the estate. And it made perfect sense to link an older artist with a contemporary artist. And art as well is part of that whole thing of bringing people here as a cultural experience.
35 years ago, when I was still a young carver, there was a major exhibition of Harry Moore in Hong Kong. It was the talk of the town, and I was curious when I saw the works of Harry Moore in real life for the first time. I was amazed and inspired by the scale and their powerful but natural form. I had a feeling I could not put into words. I still can't, but I have been an admirer ever since.
Today, here, you have a monumental sculpture right beside both Henry Moore and Lynn Chadwick. How does that feel?
I'm honored and humbled by the experience. I'm very grateful to the two curators, Keith Watson and James Putnam, for understanding my works and the significance they hold. I've been working as a carver and sculptor for 5 decades. If I could travel back in time and tell my younger self about this, I'm not sure he would believe me. At that time, my focus was still very much on the small scale. It was only through times that I learned to understand the idea that everything, big or small, is infinite. Today, I know it is a kind of curiosity that leads me to transcend big and small scales. And being able to transcend helps me fill the void within. To me, art making is a process of spiritual practice. It comes with a lot of respect for existence, big and small, and a lot of respect for the past, the present, and the future.
So, speaking of transcendence, I understand that your sculptures are a way for you to transcend time.
I want my works to be strong, to stand tall, and live far beyond my lifespan. I know iron will live longer than me, and titanium even longer, at least a few hundred years. I measure titanium and iron against each other, and both of them against my own time and the time I'm gone. I am a material body, but if I can embody myself with another material, I can outlive myself. I can transcend the time of my body.